Tommy Robinson.
I'm Tommy Robinson.
Hello, boys and girls. Right, now, I'm going to start on the Tommy subject because that's why most of you are here. Now, yesterday I said something that could be misconstrued. I understand everyone was very upset yesterday. I was there.
What a day.
What a day.
Yes.
What a day. But let's just remind ourselves that that's Churchill's house. And let's not piss on his grave. Now, what I said yesterday could have been misconstrued. The point I was making was violence will occur because the left will ensure it. We do not have to speak of it, never openly speak of violence, avoid giving the left a narrative. The left will do that for you. So if you're one of them people that thinks, I want to go do this and do that, don't bother wasting your breath. They will do that with finances and they will do it with violence via anarcho-capitalist gangs. Do not arm them and do not discredit yourself. I know it's hypocritical of myself, but here we go. Right, also, let's stop blaming the fire alarm. When a fire alarm goes off, do you go and smash the fire alarm and put it in prison? No, you do not. Right? So when something is telling you about something such as rape, such as disgusting behaviour, why are we sticking it in prison? I suggest we destroy all fire alarms and all safety procedures, because obviously they're not on. Also, whoever documented Jeffrey Dahmer, whoever documented any psycho, go and nick them for disturbing the peace. We had no right to know about it. Apparently, freedom of press is minute in this country. Also, remember that the left dominates the mainstream. Never go and buy a Guardian, a Daily Mail. Christ. Never go and buy the Daily Mail and believe what you're actually reading. Only the other day they slated GI. Now, any of you that's ever been in the company of a single GI member will know that they're charming. And because they dress nicely, they were slandered for that. What can you do with these people? What can you do? If you dressed in a stormtrooper tracksuit, they'd love you. They'd love you, they really would. I'm sorry, once again, I'm well known for my decrepit notes. Right, but let's move on to some of the other things. How can we solve our own crime issues if we're taking on the rest of the world's? France at the minute is a complete cesspit. There are punch-ups going on in stations, in hotels. People are getting punched off within their wits, and these are your brothers, your cousins, your daughters. And this is going on there, not in the Middle East, not out in communities in ghetto sort of estates. It's happening in broad daylight. And once again, there's a blackout on the media coverage. Right? There is nothing anyone here can tell the press or MI5 or Scotland Yard something they don't know. They're lying to us, right? I can't walk into Downing Street and say, Teresa, have you seen this? That is disgusting, isn't it? She goes, yeah, I know, close the book. And that's the attitude that we're following now. And I don't know about you, but it's putting a bad taste in my mouth. Right. Now. Imagine 1,000 Tommy Robinsons. Right? Why has it taken a decade for people to turn up at 10 Downing? Don't start rattling gates, right? But why has it taken 10 years? Imagine if all of us did our tiny bit, and you don't have to get yourself in trouble. For Christ's sake, start writing to MPs and irritate these people, right? These people are our venue, fine. Let's start mass writing and complaining about stuff. Now, Tommy, he is the extreme. What level? Put it this way, and this is also a message to all civil servants, police, anyone who's got a role they're scared of losing. Weigh up what's important to you from this point forward. If you know you're in a job that you could lose and you can't afford to get out of it over the next 12 months, get out of it and help. Right? Stop allowing the left to dictate what you can and can't do. For instance, if you're a solicitor, I understand that you've come a long way to your role. We need your help. We need your help because the left has it in abundance. They've got backing coming out the ear rolls. They've got finances that we could never imagine. Where is our Soros? Where are you? Sugar! Alan Sugar, where are you? We need you. We need you. Right, now, I'll get rid of my... They're getting worse. They're getting worse. Okay, I suggest we start a GoFundMe for Stand Up to Racism, right? That they go to Pakistan and exercise feminism. I think we need to help them in their avenue around the world. And then when we offer them a few grand and go, here you go, who's going to take it up? Well, no, you won't, will you? Right? So it looks suspiciously like a load of rubbish. Anyone who doesn't know who Stand Up to Racism are, they are aligned with Antifa. This is easily provable. Do not believe hope, not hate. Do not believe any of these. We have the archives. The archives are there. The evidence is there. These are the very same individuals. And if you join this manoeuvre, you are an anti-white Looney Tune. That's what you are. Because we live in the most multicultural society in Europe, right? Find one. Find another place in the world as accepting as us, right? You will not, and I challenge you. Okay. My favourite food is West Indian. My best friend is Turkish. There is nothing I can't do in this city. There's no culture I can't mix with. When they say we need more multiculturalism, it means we need less white people. Yeah. That's what it means. Please do not misconstrue that. Please, I have so many friends of various descriptions that I'm confident to say this, and I know they will come and back me. That's why I stand here and say this. Let's move on. A child, when it comes to freedom of press and reality, a child should be able to ask his parent anything and get a reasonable response, not a response because he's scared of the government's reaction. I hear rumours that Canada will make it illegal if you tell your child what their genuine sex is. Now, when I was a child, I thought I was a Ninja Turtle for a good 5 years. Right? Now, had my father persecuted other people for not allowing me to believe I was a Ninja Turtle, he'd have been a bit of a wally, in my opinion, and I think we'll leave it there to avoid trouble in the near future. Okay, here's a good one. How many? Now, most of you probably live in the outer areas of London, yeah? Right? How many French people, Australian people, how many Dutch people do you actually see? You don't. I'll tell you why. Because they love their countries, and they come here to visit. I have to make a plea to our Romanian, our Lithuanian, our Polish brothers. We are now sharing our lands with you, and I love that. I have a very close Romanian friend, and I would never change him for the world. But if you are going to share with us, then help us regain our sovereignty. We are willing to share with all of you and help talk against the oppression which is trying to stop that. We need your help because we've given you our help. Also, Russia, if you're listening, stop beating people up. Right? We're on your side as well. None of us think you're involved in anything. I mean, only only the other day. I said this in a previous speech here. Did anyone see that Zuckerberg interview? Right? At one moment, he snaps. You see the genuine. You see that back door come out, and he says, "Well, no, because I think Russians interfering with." Whoa, hang on, Mark. There's no evidence of that. You're the owner of Facebook. Yeah. You just gave it all away, son. You just gave it all away. I can't paint that for you. Cambridge Analytica. Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're right.
Someone syringe him. Yeah, Alex. Right. I was brought up to detest degeneracy, rape, mutilation, the oppression of people because they're another sex or colour. We could look at issues all around the world and are going on in this city now which are being swept under the rug. Nowadays, you know, put it this way, 10 years ago I could call someone I could call someone a word to do with homophobia, you know, and say, "Oh, you're silly," and they'd laugh it off. It's at the point now where humour is completely crushed, right? Now, I am close friends with leftists because of the best argument you can have. It's the far left that irritate me to the point of no, there is no middle ground here, right? And as I always say, because I want this to fly, there's two sets of people, those with facts, those without. I would say that the right are armed with the facts. And because the left have none of them, they will arm anarcho-capitalist lunatics to eradicate your speech, right? Let's eradicate their violence, and what we're left with is the facts. Stop attacking secondary problems. We know certain religions are a problem, right? But what we've learned from Tommy is let's not waste Tommy's martyrdom by going the exact same path. It's the primary problem, which is excusing the secondary problem, right? Why? Like I said, MI5, there's nothing we can tell these buggers, right? And they're among us right now. One of them is listening to us right now. And could they take away this information? There's nothing. They're going, "Oh, it's quite trivial, really. We know all this. We knew this 10 years ago. Exactly. Do something about it. And to The Guardian, thank you for my pictures. They're one of my favourites. Keep it up. And Antifa, Look forward to working with you.
Well said, Vinnie.
Join us, Antifa.
Join us. Hang up your mask.
If you can
Right?
string a sentence together.
In fact, you know what? Let's make an actual appeal to these wallies. Let's make an actual appeal to these wallies. All right? All right? Not, look, public appearances, public appearances. Right, now, hang up your mask, realise that communism's not going to save you, realise that it's not going to make your balls any bigger, right? You don't suddenly learn how to be a hard man overnight by putting a mask on and all jeering each other up on the internet. I'm afraid the real world's out here, and I don't think there'll be many of them here apart from spotters, because whenever real lads turn out, they're nowhere to be seen. Only recently, they tried to bring in German ones, they tried to bring in French ones that brought serious weapons. I myself have been subject to a serious weapon from Antifa for daring to try and help GI, for daring to try and assist. These people are not a joke, and if they come here from America, they carry gas. Only the other day, someone blew his hand up with a grenade in America. These people, unfortunately, are not the wallies that we would like to suggest they are. And it's about time that we start doxing them via the police, via the authorities. Let's take every initiative we can to return the favour. Why are they working? I know, but all we can do is report it, and if they don't, we ring the work. We've got to follow the rules. Trust me. What we say in private, I know. No, listen, outside of here, I completely agree. But the way we've got to do it on the face, and when they ignore us and ignore us and ignore us, we've got this information. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Can't we storm whole prison? I don't mind driving all that way.
Antifa support great gangs.
Don't give the time.
Right, sorry, crew. Hello. Right, okay, we have a pissing match over. Right.
Fucking melted.
Ow. Have a breather.
What's that about?
Right.
Sedative.
Okay, now when I debate this sort of issue, and I completely agree with you. That's right. Only yesterday, we was out there. Only yesterday.
Yes.
Only yesterday. I was there. Right?
Move it on. Let's go.
That's right. Yesterday morning, he got up, he put a blazer on, and then that night he's sitting in overalls. Right? It's not on, and I'm completely on side. I'm completely on side.
That MI5 are recruiting Muslims to reflect our multiculturalism.
Oh well, I mean, there's also MI5 in the Commons. There's also people on. Right, now I'm going to have to move this on because we're going to become distracted. Let's start fighting these pathetic claims that all whites are racist. Let's start actually fighting it, because that is an actual racist accusation. Like I said, my best friend's Turkish. I train with predominantly black people in it. You know, I'm not going to say where. But ultimately, it is unfair to suggest that I am inherently bigoted because of the colour of my skin is out of turn. That is a racist sentiment. Let's start complaining.
Yes.
Ignorance.
That's right. Someone get this guy's got.
Right.
And that's what I was getting to. I was going to get to that. If we want to have a good relationship with Islam, and they know what's being done is wrong, I know, right? I know, right? But for all we know, you're provoking something for me to say something. That's for all we know, right? But what we need is for people to come together from all faiths and we go, this is right, this is wrong. It's a simple process of elimination. It's that simple, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. When I debate this sort of stuff, people say to me, we've got loads of agricultural land, let's just build on it. They are England's rolling hills. They are what make us, right? That's what makes England England. We are this. We are this. Okay? We owe you nothing if you crossed 7 countries to get here. You cannot claim refugee status when you're an economic migrant taking the mick. That's what you are. Al, there's going to be a flying kick your way any minute now. Right, now, let's appeal to the government, okay? Let's appeal to our civil servants. You work for the government. You work for the government. You've made an oath. If you love this country, leave the Commons. Leave the Lords. What do you love more? You know what's happening around you. We can't tell you about conspiracy theories because you're in them. Right? So if you know it, I'm afraid you're going to start losing our votes. We need to start doing our own thing. Let's also get off Facebook. I know it's a mare because they've done it brilliantly. They got you hook, line and sinker. I myself, you know, oh, it's great, look at this bird, oh yeah, but at the same time, we've got to get on Minds, we've got to get these other platforms to start taking the power from the people that watch everything we do. How many people here Messenger goes funny because you know someone's reading it, right? And I'm sorry, but I get some pictures I don't want them seeing. Okay. Please, do not be hungry for bloodlust. I know that many of us are when we watch things from a distance and we get out on our first day and there's all this testosterone in you and you've got all this ire for the enemy, okay? But this is the process. The enemy is those against British sovereignty. That's, for all I know, you're trying to get me to say something and that's why I will not.
Move on.
Right? Okay? Right? So we're going to summarise here shortly and we're going to move on to a close friend of mine, okay? But as always, I want you, when I say think for yourself, I'm not saying it just for the sake of it, and I'll end on the same sort of note as the other day, okay? I cannot prove God does not exist. Fair enough? You can't prove he does. Fair enough? But to suggest you know him, not only you know him well enough to tell other people how to live their life and have sex is narcissistic. I can't say he doesn't, you can't say he does, but to say you know him better than me to be a priest, an imam, etc. is slightly sadomasochistic because people are now dying because of it. So I'll leave it there because I know there's many of us that are theists here and I don't want to upset you, but Western theism is the only way to tackle Eastern theism. So thank you all very much for your time.
Well done, Vinnie. Well done. Brilliant.
My name's Vinnie Sullivan. I'm from the Reality Report. We're also alongside with GI. It's good to see the Liberalists out as well. Out to UKIP Independence and every group involved. You'll find us on Facebook. The Reality Report is a group. You'll find us on YouTube, Vinnie Sullivan. Twitter, while I'm here, seeing as the Sullivan, and Instagram is _reality_report. As always. And for Britain. For Britain as well. Shout out to For Britain.
For Britain, come on! Yes! For Britain!
Shout out to the vets. Shout out to the vets and everyone else involved. Thank you very much for your time and I'll see you soon. I'd like to introduce the Vice Chairman of TRR, The Reality Report, Jan Samar.